You've been told the tune So What is a modal jazz tune, right? So you reach for your scale, you reach for that mode, you reach for the Dorian scale, and then kind of hope it all sounds hip. But what if I told you the real secret isn't in that scale at all, that it's in a 4-note arpeggio, and that once you get this, everything will lock in? I've been playing and teaching this tune this way for years, and this one shift, thinking about chords before modes, has helped my students sound way more intentional. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use one simple move, what I call start with 4, then add more, to unlock So What using just a minor 6th arpeggio. Hey everybody, Lauren Cohn here. Welcome back to the channel. Now before I continue, I want to ask you to do me a favor and please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps YouTube get my videos out there so I can continue to share these lessons with you. Now the tune So What just has 2 chords, right? It just has D minor 7th for 16 bars, then it has E flat minor 7th for 8 bars, and then back to D minor 7th for 8 bars. And the way we're usually taught to solo on this, or to play on it in general, is to default to the Dorian mode. All right, so the Dorian mode, D Dorian, is just C major 7th from D to D. So I have D minor 7th chord playing right now. So I play the Dorian mode. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Okay. That's a great sound, and most of us are taught to just sort of default to that sound. But that can lead to sort of a flat, aimless sort of solo or even walking line that really doesn't have a lot of harmonic direction. Now, the way I like to give my improvisation direction is with 4-note groupings. And again, you've heard me talk about this in previous videos. I call this start with 4, then add more. Essentially, finding a 4-note cell, a 4-note motif from that chord that really gets us to the chakra, unlocks the chakra of that chord, and that allows us to then build around those 4 notes. Now, generally, the 4 notes that you work the best are arpeggios. So when we have D minor 7th, you could certainly think D minor 7th arpeggio, D, F, A, C, right? And then when we go up to E flat minor 7th, E flat minor 7th arpeggio. That's great. That's certainly a great way to use this start with 4, then add more concept. But the trick really with So What is thinking about not minor 7th arpeggios with this idea of starting with 4, then add more, but minor 6th arpeggios. So you've probably heard me talk about this in previous lessons. So for D minor 7th, we're going to play a D minor 6th arpeggio. That's going to be D, F, A, B. Okay? Such a hip sound. And then we're just going to take that up a half step. You go to E flat minor 7th, E flat minor 6th, E flat, G flat, B flat, C. Okay? These arpeggios really outline the harmony in a much hipper way, as we'll talk about in a second, and they give you phrasing power that we're going to talk about as well. All right? So again, chord is D minor 7th, and I'm playing D, F, A, B. D is my root, F is my minor 3rd, A is my 5th, perfect 5th, and B is my major 6th. D, F, A, B, D, F, A, B. Just listen to that against the chord. Hear how beautiful that sounds? I'll go down now. It really brings out this beautiful, mysterious sound. So we're going to play these 4-note groupings from every note, from every inversion, okay? So if I have D minor 7th as our chord, right, I'm thinking D minor 6th. We're not just going to play D, F, A, B, just back it down, right? Although that's fine. If you're just getting into it, if you really don't, just beginner and don't have a lot of fluency on the fretboard, that's still going to sound great. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it from every note. So we're going to play D, F, A, B, then same notes from F, F, A, B, D. Okay, it's almost like your second position of this 4-note grouping. Then we're going to go from A, B, D, F, and then our last note of the arpeggio, B natural, the most important note really of this sound, that B natural, B, D, F, A, and then we're back where we started, D, F, A, B, and then we just go down. Okay, so I just played B, A, F, D, A, F, D, B, F, D, B, A, D, B, A, F, and then back to where we started. B, A, D, F. I think I may have said that twice. Anyways, you get the idea, right? So we're playing all these inversions. Same thing from E flat. Remember, in So What, there's just 2 chords, okay? There's just D minor 7 and E flat minor 7. So remember the major 6th here, E flat to C, that's our major 6th. So E flat, G flat, B flat, C, and then from each of these notes, G flat, B flat, C, E flat. By the way, what I'm doing right now, playing the notes and saying the names, and even better yet, singing them, this is the best way to really master your fretboard and work on your ear training and learn this sound, all right? You're really killing 3 birds with 1 stone here. E flat, G flat, B flat, C, G flat, B flat, C, E flat, B flat, C, E flat, G flat, C, E flat, G flat, B flat, and then we're back where we started. E flat, G flat, B flat, C, C, B flat, G flat, E flat, B flat, G flat, E flat, C, G flat, E flat, C, B flat, E, C, B flat, G flat, C, B flat, G flat, E flat. Okay, so now let's put this in context. Let's play this arpeggio. Both these arpeggios are D minor 6 and our E flat minor 6 arpeggios from every note, so through each inversion the way I just showed it to you. We're going to play it on the tune, on So What, and you'll see how when we play these just as quarter notes, it's like we're playing a walking bass line. Here we go. Remember D minor 6 from each note. Moving up, E flat. Really getting across the fretboard, right? It's our last A section. Okay, and you can continue on that way. So now that you have a sense of the concept, what the notes are, what the approach is, and how we can apply it to a tune, let's give this some phrasing. Okay, so here is a phrase that I like applying to these 6-chord arpeggios, and you can click below for a PDF for this phrase for D minor 6 and E flat minor 6 as well. I've got that in a PDF below. So essentially here, what we're doing is we're taking these arpeggios and doing this to them. This is our phrase. Okay, so that's for D minor, and then for E flat minor, the same thing, just a half step up. Don't get intimidated by all the ink here, by the notation or the tab or the 16th notes, right? You can play this as slow as you want, and I do recommend practicing this excruciatingly slow at first, right? But from E flat now, same thing. All right, so now let's apply this to the tune. Let's put this in context. Now, because this phrase is a little more dense than what we did previously, than just working out the notes themselves, I'm going to practice this very slowly. I'm going to take this right now at 80 beats per minute, and this is applying that 6-chord master phrase, again, that you can get by clicking below. Here we go. Got another 8 bars. Now for E flat. Another 4 bars. Come back home. Last 8 bars. Last 8. All right. So that's how you should practice this. And again, if this is new to you, which it probably is, take it even slower. Take it excruciatingly slow, painfully slow. That's how you're going to really dial this in and unlock this sound. Now remember, my concept here is start with 4, then add more. Well, we've started with 4. We've found this arpeggio shell that really unlocks the chakra of this chord. 1 minor third, 5 major 6. And then we can add around that. So the simplest thing to do, if you want to fill it out with the 3 more notes that you need for the Dorian mode, no problem, right? You can fill it in with that E, which would be your 2nd or your 9th, and then G, which would be your 4th, and then that C, which is going to be your 7th. So that's one way you can start to fill it out, but also I like to think about these shells as entry points, right? Once you've opened the door of that chord and you're in there, now you can start to let your ear take you, okay? And you can start to even add chromaticism and more sort of beboppy lines around that. Okay, stuff like that. But I find that so many bass players, the biggest problem when it comes to soloing and improvising is just that first group of notes, just to get in, just to get started, right? Your entry points. So this start with 4th and add more approach really helps to bridge that gap and give you that entry point. So just to recap, the key to unlocking this tune, So What, the So What secret is just to start with 4, then add more. Just think about these 2 4-note arpeggios, D minor 6 and E flat minor 6. Remember, there's a free PDF that you can get below of those master phrases with these minor 6-chord arpeggios, and also there's a link below to book a call with me to talk about how you can apply this approach to every other tune and all the most important progressions, and how I can walk you through this approach inside my bass improv mastery program, and how we can work together on a weekly basis. So you can click below to learn more about that. Also, if you want to learn how to apply this start with 4, then add more approach to the tune Cantaloupe Island, click here.